Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Namaskar students, I Dr. Jain welcome you all to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University's video lecture series. This particular section, students, is of first year BA in English main subject, paper number 2, that is Introduction to English Language. Today we are going to learn unit number 4, which is Indian English, and we are going to learn the introduction of Indian English, the development of Indian English in India and the present scenario. From this particular unit is going to be purely from language perspective, that is Indian English language. Students, the objective of this session is to discuss with you all the historical perspectives of English language in India, and also the objective here or the purpose is to understand the significance of English as foreign language in academics of the contemporary world. Students, you might be familiar with the terms British English or United States English or American English. These terms refer to the English language spoken in that particular country or that particular region. Similarly, the term Indian English refers to the regional variety of English language spoken in the Republic of India, that is in the country of India. This was the basic know-how of the term Indian English. Now let us go deep into the subject. Students, our country India is a country with multilingual, multicultural and pluralistic setting. Basically, India is a country full of diversities and changes. Any language is characterized according to the country and the region. But apart from language, that is, language is also closely attached to a person's feeling and action or emotion. So it is believed that an individual can perform better through the language he or she acquires natively, that is called the mother tongue. So a person can perform better in his mother tongue. So while language is a powerful tool of expression for a person, language is also an essential and important aspect in the growth and development of any country or region. Now, when these two concepts, one is of diversity of language and second language as a tool of expression, when these two get merged, the need to have a common language for communication becomes one of the factors which leads to the learning of English language. With this backdrop in mind, now let us move further to consider the various aspects of English language. Students, it is commonly known that English language flowered during the British rule in India, that is, when British invaded India and India became a colony of the British. That was when English language got influenced by the Indian culture. So there were two factors happening at the same time. For example, certain native and typically Indian words became a part of everyday English. The words you might commonly know now are from Indian origin, that are the words like loot, nirvana, shawl, bungalow, jungle, pandit, thug, etc. Students, these words have not only become the part of everyday English, but they have found their place officially in the Oxford English Dictionary as well. So there was an exchange of culture and language between Britain and India. Further, it is also interesting to know that from past many centuries, even before the British rule in India, the early Greek and Roman trade influenced India, which resulted in an exchange of culture and language between these regions. You will get a clear idea by knowing or tracing the journey of some commonly known words. The words such as ginger, a very common word, ginger, comes from the Malayalam language of Kerala. It travelled through Greek and Latin into Old French, and then it travelled to Old English, and later on the word and the plant ginger became a local as well as a global commodity and is now very much a part of English language. Furthermore, there are other words such as mango, the commonly known word mango, the mango fruit, curry, which is typically Indian word, and aya, all came to India through the Portuguese. With the word aya, we have always understood it. The meaning of the word aya we know is that it means an Indian nanny or domestic help. But originally it is not an Indian word, it is a Portuguese word. When Portuguese used this term in India, it got absorbed into Indian culture and Indian languages, and then via India it has found its place in English language. Now, apart from these words, there have also been instances where the languages such as Hindi, Urdu, Tamil, Malayalam, Portuguese and English words have travelled around the globe during the 16th to the 17th century to get borrowed, adopted, altered and mixed into different cultures and different languages. Now students, let us take a look at the word Kashmir. The word Kashmir originated in Persia. From Persia it travelled to India, and now it is closely associated to Indian culture, and peculiarly it is especially associated and related to Kashmir and its wool. And from there it has entered and has been borrowed and now is part of English language. Take for example another word, which is shawl, a very common word. Students, shawl, we all know that it is a piece of fabric worn over the shoulders or head. Earlier, the shawl was meant to be an Indian luxury garment for women of high society. So this word shawl, which is very peculiar and typical to Indian culture, is now a part of English language. It is found in the dictionary as well. Another word, another example, veranda. Students, a veranda is a rooted platform outside the house. This is very much an Indian concept. It is typical of Indian houses, but due to the various factors such as trade, colonialism and a mix and exchange of British and Indian cultures, the British imbibed the local Indian culture, and the word veranda officially became a part of English language as well as English culture. So with these examples, you now know that Indian culture has influenced English language as much as English culture has influenced India and its language. Now let us analyze the position or status of English language in pre-independence era, that is at the time before India got independence. Students, India has been one of the most linguistically, culturally, religiously diverse and different in variety of regions of the world from the beginning. But the instruction of English language began in India in 1830 during the rule of East India Company. One person, that is Lord Macaulay, he played a major role in introducing English language as well as the Western concepts in the education system of India. So, that is when English language entered officially into the country. Throughout the 1840s and 1850s, primary, middle and high schools were established, they were opened, which offered English language as the medium of teaching and instructions. In the year 1857, various universities were established in the cities like Bombay, Calcutta and Madras, which offered English as the medium of teaching and as the medium of instruction. So, from the years 1858 to 1947, through educational field, English language penetration increased across India. From the beginning of the 20th century, English began to be accepted as the language of the elite class, of the top strata of the society. Also, English as the language was accepted by the works of offices of administration. It was also the language of pan-Indian press. So, the media, the press across India used English language. Also, English was accepted and became a language of the literature of India. Even post-independence till today, English language continues to be an official language of India, one of the official languages of India. For this scenario, there are certain highlighting factors which introduced English language in India. So, now let us see the three main phases which introduced English language in India. They were responsible majorly to introduce English language. The first phase, as you can see students, is the missionary phase. The missionary phase is the phase where the Christian missionaries propagated Christian religion, Christianity in India. As a result, the language, culture, customs, religion got influenced with the English language. The second phase, students, is that of the Indians who themselves demanded instruction and teaching and studying in English language. And also Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he favored English studies to acquire and to get knowledge of the Western scientific branches of knowledge. Students, the third and the most important phase which is responsible for English language penetration in India is called bilingualism. Students, bilingualism means a fluent use of two languages together, which began with the implementation of educational policies designed by Lord Macaulay and in his famous Minute on Indian Education, which were published in 1835. This made English language as a medium of instruction in education throughout the country. Students, apart from these three main phases, during the post-independence years, the various committees such as the Language Commission of India, they supported throughout the years, they favored and they supported the teaching of English language in the school, college and university level to propagate proper English language in India. For various reasons, such as to keep in touch with the stream of ever growing knowledge, the majority of knowledge which was published in English language, because English was considered as library language which was a necessary language in the fields of higher education, also the knowledge required for the development of technology and industries in our country can be best achieved from the use of English language, also can be best achieved from the books published in English language on these subjects, on the branches of knowledge of the world. So students, these were the major reasons which established English language as the official as well as English language as the academic language of India. Now students, let us come to the four major uses or four major functions of English language within the Indian context. The first function of English language is English as lingua franca. Students, lingua franca is a term which means any language that is adopted as a common language between the speakers whose native languages are different. So, if there are two people speaking two different languages, when they boil down to any one common language, that language is called lingua franca. It is also called a bridge language. Students, of all the languages of the world, English deserves to be regarded as a world language or bridge language or lingua franca because it is the common means of global communication. It is regarded as lingua franca because it is the language of international politics, international trade, international commerce, industry, science, technology, etc. As well as Radhakrishnan has rightly said that English is the only means of preventing India's isolation from the world, because English is widespread globally around the world. The second phase, the second use or the second function, students, is that of English in education. In spite of the stated goals of the official language policy to replace English by Hindi language, the native language, English continues to enjoy a prized and prestigious place in our educational as well as official system of the country. The teaching of English holds an important position in university teaching programs, in school teaching programs, in college teaching programs, in national institutions, in administration, in social circuits, as well as in creative writings, also in print media, electronic media and other mediums. The third function is English language in written communication. Students, in today's times, the situation is such that books on possibly all branches of knowledge are available in English language. So, a huge amount of words, technical journals, scientific journals, commercial journals, economics, technological aspects, literary knowledge, etc. is written and is also published in English language, even if the authors or the writers of these may be non-native English speakers. They may be Chinese, they may be German, they may be Italian, they may be Indian, but they write extensively in English and they get their works published in English, because publishing your work in English ensures the widest readership of new findings of your new ideas. Now, the fourth function is English for creative writings. Students, the writers of India whose native language could be any of the numerous languages that are prevalent in India, that are native to India, but they write in English language. A majority of authors write in English language, creative writing. The earliest authors like Raja Rao, Mulk Raj Anand and R.K. Narayan, These three writers gave rise to the notion of Indian English literature. This literature, which was Indian with Indian variety of English language, and it stemmed from Indian culture and Indian patterns of life, but it was written in English language. So, the same trend of Indian English literature is continued even today with the authors like Rohinton Mistry, Salman Rushdie, Vikram Seth, Kiran Desai, Arundhati Roy, Shashi Deshpande, etc. These are the Indian writers, Indian native writers who wrote in English language. They expressed their national identity and Indian consciousness effectively by using the bridge language, the world language, or the lingua franca, that is English language. So, students, these were the uses or the functions of English language in Indian context. Students, now let us consider the objectives of teaching in English, teaching English language as a foreign language to the non-native speakers across the globe. Wilga Rivers is an Australian academic writer who provides us 6 main objectives or purposes which dominate the teaching of English as a foreign language. Basically, teaching English to the foreign students, that is, to the students who are non-native speakers of English, such as, for example, Indians. The first purpose is to develop the students' intellectual capability, because any foreign language learning helps us develop the intellectual capability of the learner, because it gives good exercise. The second objective is to widen the students' cultural understanding, because when you study a different language, you come closer to the culture of that language, and also literature and philosophy. The third objective is to increase the students' learning capability in order to know how language functions with different foreign learners. The fourth objective, students, is to teach a student how to read the foreign language with comprehension. Comprehension here means understanding the context of that language, so that he or she may be updated with modern writing, modern research, modern information, as well as knowledge. The fifth objective, students, is to bring a student to a greater understanding of people across national borders or national barriers by giving him or her a sympathetic insight, a sympathetic view into the ways of life of the people who speak different language, who reside in different countries through foreign language learning. The sixth objective is to provide the student with the skills which will enable him or her to communicate orally as well as in written form with other learners of English as a foreign language. So, students, these 6 points have covered, these 6 points as well as the earlier introduction and development have covered the development of English in India. Now, let us come to the component of the scenario of English language in today's times. The current status of English has turned a significant percentage of world's population into recreational and users or learners of English language. There has been an emergence of new interlanguages. Now, what does this word interlanguages mean? Interlanguages is a term in which features of English are mingled or mixed with those of other native languages and as well as their pronunciations. Further, the term called multiple Englishes have also emerged with the development of automatic translation software, for example, Google Translate. So, technology has also developed English language, has altered English language. Apart from this, in today's times, the dominance of American English, for example, like we are talking about Indian English, similarly Britain English exists and American English in the digital world has led to a wider acceptance of American preferences in academic branches as well. So, not only social media, but academic branches also prefer American English. Also, the fast changing and fast developing world of social media is responsible for introducing new words in the form of short forms, that is clipped forms, acronyms, blends, mixing of two words, abbreviations, which at times deviate from the standard English or the standard pronunciation, but they are going to be far more prominent and important in the coming years. So, to conclude, students, there has been a variety of historical, economical, commercial and technological progresses responsible for the introduction, widespread utility and development of English language in India. So, students, I hope that you have learnt the global importance of English language as well as the importance of Indian English language, the variety of the language, its various functions in knowledge acquisition, and also you have been able to foresee the strengths of English language which persists in all the domains of knowledge, whether formal or informal. So, students, I have included here some of the questions. So, kindly attempt to answer these questions as a part of self-assessment exercise. So, you will be better able to understand your learning. And further, here are some of the references or further reading suggested books and certain links which can take you the further understanding of the topic. So, students, thank you for watching this video and goodbye until next time.